Hey everyone, it's Anna from PNW Blanks and Sublimation, and this is the Battle of the Presses. So right here we have actually 3 different heat presses, mostly for mugs and tumblers. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to test multiple presses to make sure that the one that we are purchasing and allowing you to order, the PNW signature press, is actually the best value for your money. So this one is, like I said, the PNW signature press. This here is the J-Trans press from BestSub, and this one may look familiar to some of you as it is the ARC. This one is a very high quality machine at an affordable price. However, this is what they sent us to be able to do 20-ounce tumblers. As you can see, the tumbler does not even, or the attachment does not even fit in the tumbler doesn't even fit in the attachment. This is the 20-ounce attachment for the BestSub press, and you can see the difference between the two. This one's over an inch taller, and with the heat actually fading at the edges of every single one of these attachments, you can see that this one is actually going to be the best one to get that full coverage for full wraps on 20-ounce skinny tumblers. So with that being said, since the ARC doesn't even have anything that will work on tumblers, unless you did multiple presses, which you can do, but this is more, either this one or this one are the more ideal solution. So what we're gonna do is we're going to test both of these 2 presses out, and we have the same design featured by Emme Print Co, and you will see the exact same design. We'll press both of them side by side and you'll see the results. Okay, so I set the temperature, first temperature to 340, second temperature to 350, and the time to 30 seconds. And this heat press actually runs quite a bit hotter than the PNW press. So I'm just gonna double check that here. So this is one of the very annoying things about this press, is it beeps incessantly until you make it shut up. So we're gonna press this exactly as we would press the same tumbler in the other press. So it's going to heat up, and then it'll start to count down, and then it'll beep incessantly until you shut it up. This is one of the things that I really dislike about this press. Not only that, but the really cheap construction of it. I mean, this just feels super flimsy compared to this. See about the beeping. So you're gonna wanna open it, rotate, and press again. Now that we have pressed our tumbler in the BestSub press, we are now going to press the same design tumbler in the other press. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So besides the beeping of this press, it's also very flimsy. Like, this just feels really cheap as opposed to this, which has kind of a sturdier feel to it. Not only that, when we were working on adjusting the pressure, there's 2 screws here versus 1, which could be nice if you're working on a tapered tumbler, so then you can kind of adjust the pressure that way. But this screw is already falling apart, and I've only used this press maybe 5 to 10 times, and for it to already be falling apart for the amount of money that I paid for it isn't very good. So we're just waiting on this press, and you can actually see the difference between the two presses. This press has a very wide base and very wide for the attachments to attach to. This allows for custom attachments in the future. We're in the works of talking with the supplier about creating a 30-ounce skinny tumbler attachment, which will be actually about as wide as this base. And so it'll press a whole full wrap on a 30-ounce skinny tumbler. This one, the attachment actually already sticks out past the base. So the wider attachments that you're going to get, you're going to have more movement and play there and not get the pressure that you need. Right, so actually we're gonna let that one cool, and we'll unwrap our other tumbler while that one's cooling down. So much easier to unwrap these when you don't have gloves on. You can actually use your nails. All right. This design is one by Emme Print Co. You can find her on Etsy. I'll post the link in the description. But as you can see, the temperature drops off from the attachment. So at the edge of the attachment, the temperature drops off, and it results in this fading that you get at the top and the bottom. Otherwise, this looks like a pretty great tumbler. Except for you get those white edges, and I just personally don't really like those white edges. It's a very cute design though, and the cup did turn out relatively good. Alright, so now that this one has cooled down enough to reveal, pull this tape off here. Have another beautiful pig cup designed by Emme Print Co. And look at the difference. All right, so you can see that there's a clear difference between both of the cups. So if you look on the tops and the bottoms, you can see BestSub press produces those white edges due to the heat dropping off toward the edge of the attachments, whereas this one, you get the full coverage, you get brighter coloring. I mean, it's just overall a better result between the two. So that's one of the many reasons that we chose the P&W signature press over the BestSub press. Yes, we could have gotten the BestSub press for maybe $100 cheaper. However, do you want something that's already falling apart, doesn't produce as good of results, and is just really flimsy? I mean, that is sturdy. This is just very cheap. So the P&W signature press is the clear winner in the battle of the presses. The Arc isn't even a contender currently because it doesn't have the attachment to be able to do a 20-ounce skinny tumbler. If they do produce a 20-ounce skinny tumbler attachment in the future, then we'll revisit the Arc again.